Have you ever opened your phone for one thing and somehow ended up spending money? A hoodie, a gadget, a course, a limited time deal that suddenly feels urgent. And the weirdest part, it doesn't feel like you were sold to, it feels like you decided. But here's the uncomfortable truth. What if that decision wasn't really yours? What if there's an invisible system quietly shaping what you want, what you click, and ultimately, what you spend? And once you see it, you won't unsee it. Most people believe they spend money because of simple reasons. I needed it. I liked it. It was a good deal. But that's only half the story. Because if you really think about it, why do you suddenly need something you didn't even think about yesterday? Why does something feel like a good deal only after you've seen it 5 times? Why do you keep coming back to the same type of products over and over again? It's not random, it's designed. We live in a world where almost everything you see online is filtered, sorted, and selected by algorithms. And these algorithms have one main goal: keep your attention and increase your spending. Not your happiness, not your financial stability, your engagement. Because the longer you stay, the more you see, and the more you see, the more likely you are to spend. Let's break this down in a simple way. Imagine you walk into a shopping mall, but this mall is different. Every time you look at a store, the entire mall rearranges itself to show you more stores just like it. You glance at shoes, suddenly the whole mall becomes about shoes. You stop at a gadget shop, now everything is tech. That's exactly how algorithms work. Every click, every scroll, every pause is a signal, and the system learns from it. You watched one video about fitness, now your feed is full of gym gear, supplements, workout plans. You searched for a phone once, now you're seeing ads, reviews, comparisons, discounts. Not because you need it, but because the system knows you're interested. And interest is the first step to spending. Now, here's where it gets more powerful. Algorithms don't just show you what you like, they slowly shape what you like. Let's say you see a product once. You ignore it. Then you see it again, from a different angle. Then again, with a discount. Then again, with someone saying, "This changed my life." By the 5th or 6th time, your brain starts thinking, everyone is using this. Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I actually need this. This is called familiarity bias. The more you see something, the more comfortable it feels. And the more comfortable it feels, the more likely you are to buy it. But that's not all. There's another layer: emotion. Algorithms are extremely good at showing you things when you're most vulnerable. Late at night when you're tired, after a long day when your willpower is low, when you're bored, scrolling without thinking. That's when impulsive decisions happen, because in those moments, you're not using logic, you're using emotion. And emotion spends money much faster than logic ever will. Now think about this. Have you ever bought something and then later thought, why did I even buy this? That's not a lack of discipline. That's the algorithm doing its job. It didn't force you. It simply created the perfect conditions for you to say yes. Here's the deeper idea most people miss. You're not just fighting your own spending habits anymore. You're competing against systems that are constantly learning how to influence you better. Every day, the algorithm gets smarter. It learns what you like, what you hesitate on, what price makes you click, what words trigger you, what time you're most likely to buy. It's like playing a game where the opponent studies you 24/7, and the more you engage, the more data you give it. This creates a dangerous loop. You scroll, you see something interesting, you engage, the algorithm shows more of it, you engage even more, eventually you buy. And once you buy, the algorithm now knows you're a buyer, so it doubles down. More ads, more products, more perfect recommendations. This is why spending often feels like it's accelerating, not because you suddenly changed, but because the system adapted to you. And here's the most important insight. The algorithm doesn't care about your financial goals. It doesn't know you're trying to save money. It doesn't know you're trying to invest. It doesn't know you're trying to build a better future. All it knows is what keeps you clicking. And unfortunately, spending is one of the strongest signals you can send. So, what can you actually do about this? You don't need to quit the internet, you don't need extreme discipline, you just need to change how you interact with the system. Here are a few simple but powerful rules. Rule 1. Delay every purchase. When you see something you want, don't buy it immediately. Wait 24 hours. If you still want it after a day, then consider it. Why does this work? Because algorithms rely on impulse. Time breaks the impulse, and once emotion fades, logic comes back. Rule 2. Control your exposure. Remember, you can't want what you don't see. Unfollow pages that constantly push products. Avoid browsing shopping apps when you're bored. The less exposure you have, the fewer triggers you create. Rule 3. Recognize the pattern. Next time you see a product multiple times, pause and ask, do I actually want this, or have I just seen it too often? This single question can save you a lot of money because it shifts you from automatic behavior to conscious decision-making. Rule 4. Create a buy list instead of reacting to what you see. Instead of reacting to what you see, decide in advance what you actually need. Write it down and only buy from that list. This flips the power. Now you decide what enters your life, not the algorithm. Rule 5. Understand your weak moments. Be honest with yourself. When do you spend the most? Late at night? When you're stressed? When you're bored? Protect those moments, because that's when the algorithm is strongest and your resistance is weakest. At the end of the day, the algorithm isn't evil. It's just doing what it was designed to do. But the problem is, most people are playing this game without even realizing it exists. And when you don't see the system, you think every decision is yours. But once you understand it, everything changes. You start noticing the patterns, the repetition, the subtle nudges, and slowly you take back control. Because financial stability today isn't just about earning more. It's about protecting your attention, because where your attention goes, your money follows. And if you don't control your attention, something else will. So the next time you feel that sudden urge to buy something, pause and ask yourself one simple question. Did I choose this, or was I guided here? That one question might be the difference between staying broke and finally taking control of your money.